And our final builder nominee from field hockey is Dr. Peter Porritt. In scientific terms, Dr. Peter Porritt and the sport of field hockey were a classic symbiotic relationship for 35 years. For without one, surely there could not have been the other. Since 1958, when Dr. Porritt and his wife Mary, of 46 years, emigrated from England to Canada and settled in Winnipeg, Dr. Porritt became instrumental in the sport's establishment and growth at the local, provincial, national, and international level. His leadership and service to the sport as an organizer, administrator, coach, and technical official essentially began and ended with the Pan Am Games in Winnipeg. Born in 1923 in Cornwall, England, Dr. Porritt competed in the sport of field hockey at a reasonably high level and went on to play recreationally before becoming a member of Canada's national team in 1966. His life's work lay in the area of orthopedic surgery, where he was both a surgeon and a teacher at Manitoba Clinic and Winnipeg General Hospital, which eventually became the Health Sciences Centre. In addition to his splendid medical career, one of Dr. Porritt's favorite field hockey memories was in 1965, when plans for the 67 Pan Am Games were in the very early stages. Dr. Porritt had been designated as the chair of the organizing committee for the Pan Am Field Hockey Tournament. During the 67 games, the International Field Hockey Federation president approached Dr. Porritt with two ideas. He suggested the formation of the Manitoba Field Hockey Association, of which Dr. Porritt was elected the first president, and he appointed Dr. Porritt as the Secretary-Treasurer to the Pan American Hockey Federation and to the Press and Public Relations Committee. In 1972, Dr. Porritt was named a member of the International Field Hockey Technical Council, and when he retired in 1999, he was the council's longest-serving member. On the local and national level, Dr. Porritt represented Manitoba at the Canadian Field Hockey Association board meetings, and he developed a junior coaching program, junior teams, and introduced the sport to schools, as well as acting as a coach himself for various interprovincial and national competitions. In 1982, he organized a tour of England and Spain for an under-21 boys team, and subsequently 3 of these boys, including Dr. Porritt's younger son Trevor, who was named to Canada's national junior team for the Junior World Cup in Malaysia. 2 went on to the senior team, including Trevor, and won gold at the 83 Pan Am Games, with Trevor winning a second gold medal at the 87 Pan Am Games. Manitoba's 1983 under-21 men's team, developed by Dr. Porritt, won the Canadian National Championship for the first time and the last time, as no Manitoba men's team has been able to repeat this feat. Dr. Porritt, who was a very worthy recipient of the International Field Hockey Order of Merit in 1986, was a judge in 5 Olympic Games from 1968 to 1996, assistant technical delegate to 2 Olympics, and also worked in these capacities in numerous World, Continental, and Pan Am Games. As chair of the Canadian Field Hockey Council, Dr. Porritt aided in streamlining the men's and women's side of the sport from 1991 to 99, and he was active on the Field Hockey Canada International Committee in directing all of the national programming. Dr. Porritt's final official duty was at the 99 Pan Am Games in Winnipeg, where he was appointed the Pan Am Field Hockey Honorary Director at the Congress held in Winnipeg. These days, Dr. and Mrs. Porritt, grandparents of 6, have retired in Sydney, BC on Vancouver Island since 1992. Dr. Porritt joins his son Trevor among the 2,000 inductees into the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame. Dan Johnson, Mo Oy, and Dr. Peter Porritt, our 2000 Builder inductees into the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame.